Hi, this is Charity Gordon. Um, Talking in a private support housing in Oxfordshire. That's run privately from Oxford Council. Um, t from Wednesday the 4th of October 2017. Today I'm just going to talk about my express my feelings today. It's very hard for someone like me who's been under mental capacity to do anything, especially in a support housing where that support slash care housing with a bunch of disabled people who I feel at times are less intelligent I am. And being feel like I'm talked down as a person. They recognize people recognize I they recognize I'm intellectual, but not actually the same level as them. It's very distressing. Um, which is very very difficult for me. For example, like I bought this magazine, which was meant to help me today, which I love. It's really really useful. As you see, the poster. Um, sorry, the picture. There's the poster. You have to excuse me. So see this poster, yeah, that poster I put them out today, which I love, but the Japanese one, which is really Arkiaki or something. I can't pronounce it, but that's really awesome. But the thing is though, I was like, put this article. I'm gonna find it. It's really positive, but for someone like me who's mental and under mental capacity and other laws that holds against me, mental health and disability law acts, which goes back to like medieval times or 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 1918s, all this stuff is really awful for me, and and it's it's very distressing, and so it's very difficult for me to actually pick up and help myself when actually I cannot I'm not allowed to help myself. I'm not allowed to just do things what I feel like. And if I do ask for what I feel like, for example, like walking or something like that, I'm given being labelled as difficult, and stuff. And the downside of that, yeah, it's called escaping. The article, page 98, in mind, moment, mindful ways to live your life well if you fall, which is October. So this article, now this triggered me because the fact that I don't have the privilege to go freely, be busy, be with friends, all this kind of stuff. I had a hard time just asking my friend, because I don't want to say his name publicly, because the fact that it would be a bit difficult for him. But I had a hard time, and it was very difficult because he's trans neutral, and he is the, and I've had a hard time for saying his name. So why his name, and which is a gender neutral name actually that he picked, which is like, really stupid, you know, and I had a tormented. I was put down for it. So every positive act I do, I get put down. I got put down for even mentioning about the store, which I was when I first moved here out of the hospital, back to Oxfordshire area. Um, yes, I got put down. I put down. So 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 it's very difficult for me to actually do these things. Because it says stay active, don't retire. Now, for someone like me who's disabled and who's registered disabled, I'm forced to retire. All my life I've been forced to retire. Before I was officially being put on the Mental Capacity Act, disability laws and the mental health laws against me, pretty much my family was blocking me. So I was not allowed to do things for myself, and they would give me a hard time for wanting to be. I went to college, the first time I went to college, and my family stopped, practically talked me down, and practically threatened me, at times, like threatened me that I would be irrational, I would got OCD, all this kind of stuff. You know, I had to see a therapist. I had a mental breakdown at the end of September because the fact that because my parents were so controlling, they were threatening the life out of me. I had a nervous breakdown, which is very difficult. Which I'll go and tell the story one day, but not yet. Since it's still a very traumatizing um, story, um, and it put someone else's involved, which was, let's say, I which is very difficult for him though, but it made me think about women really, but this is another story. But what I'm saying is that if like I get depressed this past days, I can't, I'm not allowed to go out, exercise when I want. I have to listen to stuff. If I don't take what they say to me, I what I mean listen, I mean actually agreeing. No, I don't like the word listen, because listen is actually means, people misuse that word. Listening is actually hearing a person, but but misuse the vocabulary. What people 99% most people say listening is actually saying I want you to agree and obey my order. That's dictating, being a dictator. No, I'm going to talk about that another time. But basically, I can't be active anymore. I used to go exercise. If I felt depressed, I would go exercise. I used to have a book that I picked out, was about was but by the co-founder of American Doctor who broke the stigma of mental health. It was about anxiety and stuff, and it was a very good book. He's actually a black doctor, black American doctor. And he's his stuff, and I was free from the hospital. And it said, the depression, anxiety about the flight and fight, and how you deal with that stuff. Now if I'm angry or upset, I'm not allowed to. If if you're angry or upset, I'm forced to be locked up. That's how this that's how disturbed, and I'm not allowed to be well. Basically, legally, the law is not allowing me to be well. The only type of well they want me is take medicine and sit down, eat, and then they say, oh, you're overweight, so you need to exercise. And actually, the hospital or the place like here, they want, you're not allowed to. How can you when you're cooped up? It's like being there's cages for your animals, right? Well, a chicken or pig being cooped up in one place, and they're not getting the fresh air or interacting with other people. With other animals. It's like that with me and other people who are suffering in silence, or those who don't have a voice. When I mean literally a voice, I mean actually they cannot speak. Literally cannot speak. you know, or sign as another speaking. But I'm just saying, actually cannot say the words out loud, you know, who's so disabled they cannot speak. I'm I'm an advocate for these people too. So for me, I got a barrier. I'm so depressed right now. Is that I read this and I thought, oh my goodness, I'm so depressed. This is my third day I haven't been able to exercise, and I can't even say to them, oh, because I know I'm going to be put down. And this is not funny. This is not me being rational. I took advice from my previous therapist before I was the real ones, you know, not the ones that are in the mental health hospital. I mean the real ones I have met that I seen what and they told me to follow my feelings. It's true because the- because because I especially you have to follow a pattern of how people react to you, right? So my instinct is 99% right because like if I challenged that before, like for example, like a friend of mine, he he came to see me, who was giving a hard time. I was given a hard time about 3 times. I didn't even tell him because the fact that it was because it about how hard challenging it was for me, because the fact that he at times he gets mentally unwell and stuff. He's got borderline personality disorder, so it's very difficult for him. So yeah, it's a who lives in the same area as me, you know, born and raised in Oxford. So yeah, it's really difficult. So how dare how dare it is, how dare things is for me, and the people around me. You know how they feel that they can't do anything for me. I'm not allowed to help myself. I'm not allowed to decide things myself. You know, it's like you're begging someone and you beg and someone is whipping you, basically. That's how it feels like. It's like one of those the slavery books about those who were slavery or in a poorhouse from Charles Dickens and stuff. And you ask, it's like for example, like Oliver, he's hungry, and Oliver says, "Oh please, sir, I'd like some more seconds, please." And guess what? You get a whipping. You get a verbal abusively whip. You verbally get a verbal whipping. Or even worse, you get psychologically punished without them even telling you they'll punish you. And if you mention that to them, they would do more things to you. Now that's reality. That's just reality. And the thing is, though, the things I'm made to be like Oliver, hungry, and I'm saying I want more. I like to go out. I want more, please. I want more. And what we get saying, you're ungrateful, you this, you that. I'm put down every second of the day. And it's disgusting. I don't even want an animal to feel this, let alone a thing. This is why I don't, when I buy meat, I don't even, when I do eat meat, I would rather eat it knowing that it had a happy life, not caged in, not in a more humane way, not forced to live in pain because of the fact that a human being wants to eat it. Yet we as human beings treat each other just worse than an animal. We care about animals, but yet when it comes to human beings, it's different. Despicable, disgusting ways. But for me, I believe that yeah, but it was a good thing to do because I have heard this philosophy before because because it's been well known in post-war about this because my hero veteran war NHS nurse friend who used to work for the NHS, she talked about this, about how it helped her and her husband, you know, about how her wellness and stuff. So church, Relief Society. So I really liked that what she said. So she's almost she's a long-term family friend, but yeah. So which I used to do stuff like this, but as I said, which is very good, but unfortunately for me, this is a trigger point right now, because the fact that I don't have I don't have the right to even say what I want without being put down. I don't have the right to have an opinion either. It's a risk for me to even put this on video. They could hold it against me for this, for even putting it on YouTube. But somehow I feel I should talk it out about how limited this is. I like what I was watching Theresa May and stuff, and then I got a bit erupted, because these people are nasty. They just don't want. But anyway, basically, she says about human rights and disability, which I'm glad that she did mention that. But at the same time, in reality, I hope she actually does what she says, because, as I said, in the real world, someone like me who's born underprivileged, who's born from a dad who's from a poor Irish background and working class from Worcestershire, who poor working class background, who's born into the post-war, and his dad who's Irish, who died when he just before his 60th birthday, or on his 60th birthday. So, and his mother had mental illness too, which he ended up having seizures because of electric shock. So basically, and so he didn't have a real proper education. And when he went to education, when he was 16, he had to go to work. He had to drop his dreams because of his mother. So things hasn't really changed. Except for now, for him now, you can't go camping. You can't do anything now. This is how society has done. Nobody is free to do anything, and particularly if you're once you're arrested disabled, pretty much you have nothing. Someone can decide for you. They can decide for you. You're made to be less than a child. Children has more rights than me. But disabled children don't have a voice either. Which as I said, I've been disabled all my life, and unfortunately, a brain injury just made it more obvious, and so I was even held back more. But and of course I have my mother who's not born in this country. She's born in the Commonwealth, Dominica. So, and she only had 1 year education. She had tried, because so she didn't know about this law. She's immigrant. She's ignorant about everything. So yeah, so I'm made to suffer. I'm made to think. I am trying hard to be positive. I bought this magazine for doing mindfulness, but as I said, it's very difficult when you're put down a lot. You get a hard time when just meditating in. There's a charity, come down 5 minutes straight off when they woke up. You're up, and they don't even give you the chance to say, well, actually, I like to practice and getting up myself. They don't trust you. They don't trust in nothing. Because you've got a poor opinion of your family, your immediate family, your parents, your sibling, and then you got poor opinions of some people you knew at church who has some authorities who actually they disable themselves, but they don't want to admit how disabled, all because they overcome themselves and they have more privilege than you did. So they managed to have a normal life. For me, I never have a normal life. I'm not allowed to. It makes me. I get I get triggered into a PSD moment where post-traumatic stress disorder moment where everything is a trigger for me. Everything is a trigger. You know, the moment I'm trying to do something, someone else is stopping me to be even happy, or just being something. I'm not even allowed. I can't even smile anymore because I try to smile. I do, but you know what I mean. I just I can't really smile because the moment I smile, sorry is there to make me a frown, and it's awful. Um, you know, I try, I'm depressed about the charity that advocate in Oxford, um, and advocates have, and they said I found on YouTube on their website saying about brain damage. Now that's a very discriminating word, brain damage. It's like how if someone had a broken arm or broken leg, would they call them leg damage? Or someone who has broken spine, broken down, you so you're insulting a person, right? But they get away with telling a person who got acquired brain injury that they are brain damaged or had before was born with brain that is called brainish. That is a very discriminating word. Unfortunately, it's gone back to discriminating words against certain people with a mental illness to 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 those who in the LBT in lesbian, gay, transsexual society. All these words are coming back to haunt us again because people are not making sure that there's not that they should never be socially acceptable. Nobody should share these words, and there's nothing wrong for someone to report saying nigger just because, as I said, the worst say the N word because the fact that they're trying to popularize that it's not acceptable, and then say, well, how dare you for losing your job because the fact that you said that someone has said this on public TV. Now that's horrible. Now so you're keeping people ignorant. That's the thing. Society wants people to be ignorant. And when someone speaks up, they're saying, "Oh, someone has trolled me and said the word nigger, and I find it's offensive." And yet, there's it's you can't say anything anymore. Nobody can say anything. Only a few privileged people in the planet who are allowed in this country to say certain things. It's no different than being in a Cold War country like Russia, you know, like people dictate. People judge about dictating countries and to say, oh yes, look down on this country. Well, then, but we don't know. We point fingers at Russia. We point every other country who about poor human rights. But yet we do it too. We do it too. So one thing point back, one finger another thing. Hang, and what you get? One gun blasting, another gun blasting. Boom. That's what you do. So yes, so the moral story I'm saying is that you, for me, there is no real human rights ever, and you can just say, oh, that a new law has come, but someone can take away. So everything you have, make sure you hold it tight. Every good thing, even to a good law, because one day someone could take away and privilege and stuff. So we need to not be closed-minded, not to to say this is an unacceptable behaviour. This is unacceptable. It's right to say so. Even though it may be saying, oh, I don't know what to think. We need to do something in this country. We need to change and stop being too English. I'm glad I'm not so English, because on this view, it means that I'm more free thinking. I can open my mind. But sometimes that's got me in trouble a lot. Especially me getting sectioned because of the fact that I told a doctor, a consultant, about saying that I wanted, that I don't need, that I'm okay, and he said because he didn't like that he wanted me to be drugged up with mannequin, so I can barely speak a word ever again. That's how Nazi he is. Now, I don't. I'm being realistic. I'm being open. I'm quoting the books that people who survived the Cold War had warned about society, that just because World War II was over or the Cold War was over doesn't mean that we can have another one again, and how everything can be cycled and history can repeat itself if people are not careful. This is the same thing. People think, oh, Charles Dickens, the things that Charles Dickens or Emily Dickens wrote, or Jane Eyre wrote, about the book in Jane Eyre, that these things are moved on, when actually things hasn't go back to where it once were, but it's more subtitle, more sophisticated. We need to learn. We need to say enough is enough, not to be acceptable and stuff. And yes, it's for me. I got loads of excuses not trying hard enough, and I'm proving everybody's wrong, that someone like me who's got the disability not everybody should be on medication, and if people do on the medication, then good for them, but it shouldn't control a person just because of the fact that they're open-minded or they feel something. Everybody should know how to learn and manage their emotions without 100% relying on drugs for a certain amount. Now, I will discuss this another time, but basically, for me, it's very hard for me to remain positive when everybody's blocking me to and not rewarding me for the fact that I'm working hard. Instead, they put me down. All my life has done that to me since I remember as a toddler, before I had my injury. I had all these problems already from coming from a father who's come a poor Irish English background to a mother who has disabilities, and a mother who also has hidden disability herself, and who's not born in this country, has low education herself, so even less education than what my father had. So his stuff, and I had to fight for my education too, so, and it was very poor, and so I have many excuses, but it doesn't mean I'm going to quit because the fact that of trying to be positive, trying to be happy, even though people stop me. I remember I put a lot of weight to a few months before I moved here because of the fact that I'm not allowed to be active, and I have to have permission, which means that I pretty much put down like a misery person. Every day you need to exercise every day. I don't do that. This summer and stuff. Yes, I get tired and fatigued and stuff, but exercising is very good for everyone. No matter what level they are, exercise is important. Exercise put the doctor away, literally. Unfortunately, it's only for the very privileged few people can allow to exercise or encouraged to, which I think is the wrong thing. But I hope one day I will set a charity to those who are disadvantaged, that they all can come and exercise and enjoy life without knowing that they don't have to pay for any money or if it do, it's very cheap, you know. But that's another story, life. But basically, you know, and they can become athletes if they wanted to as a profession. But that's another story, another time. So yes, so so for me, that's one of the reasons why I get very depressed and suicidal and self-harm. It's because people is keeping stopping me, blocking away. But I'm going to keep on praying to God. And I've, I'm trying to be self-sufficient, even though it means calling a friend, which they'll probably hear me at the same time having an outburst and cry. That so be it, because it's better for me to say it than than the stuff, in it, or maybe they will go away because the fact they can't deal with it. So be it. But I can't. I have to talk to people I trust, not someone's going to take my life away because the fact that more my life away because the fact that I have real feelings. I have feelings. So yes, and speaking my mind out. So yes, but as I said, it doesn't mean I should stop giving up in doing positive things like reading this magazine, doing things, which is actually, despite that trigger point, apart from it, it's been very helpful. You know, it reminded me to go back to signing SoundCloud, which I almost forgot about SoundCloud because my previous iPhone was broken. But apart from that, it's been good. Um, you know, which I'm remembering about my friend Spencer, who's a professional musician. I can talk about him another time. But basically, yes, it's I um so it's definitely a coping mechanism. At this moment, it's better than going to the helpline saying, "Have you done this stuff?" But instead, I can just get this. It's a bit. Yeah, I know people say excuses about money and stuff, but as I said, so you know, everything you do is investment. So for me, I'd rather invest something that being so. I'm fine to be positive. I'm fine to stay alive, and and yes, I feel I do understand everybody who feel their trigger point just the minute of trying to help themselves and then trigger point the mind about how limited the life is. But it doesn't stop. It shouldn't stop you to continue to make an effort, even though there's someone who's going to block you. You'll find a way. Like this page in here, there's a section in about bedtime yoga, doing yoga on your bed, and I did that, and I always felt very good. So even though afterwards or later I had an outburst cry with my mother on the phone, but I still did it. So we just have to find little achievements, even though there's loads of trigger points with a person like myself, with but especially since I'm labelled as autistic, brain injury, personality disorder. Now, a personality disorder because I got so much psychological assessment by NHS doctor, which is approved, and she's good. But so yes, but and especially since coming from a family who's got personality disorders themselves. So but but apart from that, I pretty much say keep trying. Yes, obstacles are obstacles, but this means that you're getting stronger, you're getting smarter. I like friends of mine who have family members who survived the Holocaust, and or know someone who survived from the Holocaust, or friends of a friend who survived the Holocaust, and and it's all the same stories again. It's like even though you may not allowed to be exercising and you're stuck in a one room or whatever, find something positive. It's so funny because a person, you have to find that even though someone take away your power away from you, don't give it away. It's hard for me because someone will always have the power to take away things from me, always. But I try to accept that yes, people have powers to take things away from me, but I have some powers, like in doing something else. I have to improvise every day about every decision. I have to be a survivor, and I'm going to keep surviving. And like being educated and minded. Yes, at the moment I'm not able to go to university or go to art school, but I'm going to try to be an artist. I really like this article about this woman who said she was an artist, and it's really good. The course, which at the moment I haven't got a laptop, but I really enjoy it. It's really good. So yeah, get this magazine. It's awesome. I love mindfulness, and this is actually helping me to remember to do mindfulness at the moment, since legally I can't get alternative therapists right now. So it has to be my own therapist right now. So, which in some ways it may be a good thing. But as I said, those who cannot afford to see alternative therapists, these are the things that, and they even got a discount for books as well, alternative therapy books. So yeah, just sometimes you have to learn to be your own doctor. Sometimes you have to learn with a therapist and stuff. So this is, I really like this, and I got this from Sainsbury's, where I am. So so and the place where I am is there's very limited shop. So there's not much stuff there is, So, but I'm glad that I got that. But yes, bye for now, and I will try to do videos about how I overcome my disability and health in certain things. But for now, I'm just trying to stay well at the moment. So, but and I'm fine to stay on top of it. But bye. So bye for now.